Okay, what we have seen about this concept of ductility? The concept of ductility: in order to achieve the ductile structure, we must give stress on three key areas, and during this design process, which are these three key areas? That is, the first is the overall design concept for building configuration and must be sound. The overall design already we have seen in the unit number 5, that is related to the principles of earthquake resistant design. And that overall design, overall form of the building, we have seen already that all the principles related to the symmetry, simplicity of the structure, with respect to the taller building, with respect to the elongated buildings, again with respect to the size of columns, with respect to the ductile material or the ductile RCC members, that all the parameters related to the overall design of building, that should be taken into account while the basic planning of the building. And that is nothing but a overall design concept for building configuration must be sound. Okay, that is the first point. Second thing is that there is individual members must be designed for ductility, means individual members, whatever RCC members are there, slab, beam, column, that all these members of the structure that should be designed for a ductility. And finally there are the that vertical members and the horizontal members. In between them there are whatever the corrections, whatever the joint over there, that the joint should be in a good way, in a proper way. If joints are not in a proper way, what will happen during the seismic behavior, during the seismic loads, during the earthquake loads, during the dynamic loads on the structures, that be a proper improper joints will be going to be break first, and so that our vertical members and horizontal members, that crack or that joint will be going to be joint will be going to be fall, getting failure, and so that our vertical or the horizontal members will be going to be fall. So we have to take care about the vertical as well as the vertical as well as the horizontal members, and which are tight with each other with respect to their connections, with respect to joint, in a good manner. Okay, that is nothing but that finally connections of vertical and the horizontal members. And third point is other structural details need to be careful attention. Structural details means whatever the materials, that concrete materials that we are going to use, that should be in also in a good way, good position. That care we have to take while planning and the designing and the constructing of the buildings. Next point is the in the earthquake resistant design of structures, all the structural members and their connections and the supports, that is all critical regions where the stress level goes to yielding strength or exceeds during severe earthquake, and should be designed with large ductility and stable hysteresis behavior. What is this hysteresis behavior? Means hysteresis is nothing but that behavior, that whatever the losses come under the structure, that are nothing but a hysteresis behavior. That losses come under the structure, that are nothing but a hysteresis loss. Okay, and though so that we have to reduce this loss, that is the hysteresis, with respect to the large ductility. And for that purpose we have to take care about all the structural members should be ductile, and that should resist the earthquake forces, that can withstand with the earthquake forces during the earthquake forces, so that we can minimize this hysteresis behavior of the structures. Okay, with a large ductility. Thus this will help in distributing the internal forces and dissipating the emerging during the earthquakes. That is the concept of the ductility with respect to the three parameters, with respect to three key parameters during the process. First one is the overall design, second one is the connection between the LMS RCC members, and third one is the that to reduce, we have to reduce the hysteresis loss which is occurred into the structure with respect to the increasing the ductility of the members. Different ways of measuring ductility. There are the for the measurement of the ductility, there are the three ways we can measure the ductility. First one is the ductility is the capacity of material, structural component or entire structures to undergo deformation after its initial yield without any significant reduction in yield strength. That is the first point. That's ductility. What is meant by the ductility? Is the capability of material, comma, structural component or entire structures to undergo deformation after its initial yield without any significant reduction in yield strength. Second thing is that the ductility is generally measured in terms of ratio or the ductility factor, which is the ratio of maximum deformation that a structure or element undergo without significant loss of initial yielding resistance to the initial yielding deformation. Means ductility, what is meant by the ductility? How to measure the ductility? That question will be asked for your examination. That is the compulsory question from this unit. What is meant by the ductility or the concept of the ductility, and how to measure the ductility in different ways. We have to tell them the ductility is measured in the different ways, and that methods you have to write in your examination. Okay, and for that purpose, that ductility is a very important chapter, and that in that question number 1 is the what is meant by the ductility. Second one is that what are the factors affecting on the ductility. Third one is the what are the different ways of measuring ductility. That all points will be asked, that are very important questions as far as your university examination. Okay, so ductility is already we have seen the concept about the ductility. That ductility is the capability of material. Means ductility, already we have seen ductility is nothing but a ductile behavior of the material. That is the first point. Means the capability of a material, or the structural component. Structural component is nothing but a RCC component. With a RCC component or entire structures to undergo deformation after its initial yield without any significant reduction in the yield strength. Means after a when any component of the structure, any RCC members undergoes the deformation, its initial yield without any significant reduction. Deformation after its initial yield without any significant reduction in the yield strength. Means we have to take care about the yield strength of the each and every member. Okay, as we know the initial yield point and the last yield point. Now, so we can take care about the yield strength of the materials which are used for the RCC members, which are used for the structural components. Okay. Up to this, whatever the remaining points we'll see in the next lecture. Up to this, we'll stop here. Remaining part we'll see in the next lecture. Roll number 1. Roll number 1. 2.
Present.
3.
Present.
4. 5. 5. 6. 7. 8.
Ma'am, 6 present.
Okay. 7 absent. 8 number absent. 9 number.
Present.
Okay.
Madam, 1 present.
10.
Madam,
Okay.
1 present.
Roll number
5.
Roll number 10. 11. Roll number 12. 13,
11 print.
14,
Yes, madam.
15,
Present.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
Yes, madam.
21,
Present.
22, 23, 24,
Present, ma'am.
Ma'am, 23 present.
okay, 25,
Present.
26, 27, 28, 29,
Present.
30, 31,
Present, madam.
32, 33, 34,
Present.
35,
35 present.
36, 37,
Present.
38,
Yes, ma'am.
39, 40, 41,
Yes, madam.
42,
Present.
43,
Present.
44,
Yes, madam.
45, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50,
Madam.
49, 50, 51, 52,
Yes, madam.
53,
Yes, madam.
54, 55, 56,
Yes, madam.
57,
Yes, madam.
58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63,
Yes, madam. 63.
64, 64, 65, 66,
Yes, madam.
67, 67, 68,
Present, ma'am.
69,
Yes, madam.
70,
69, madam.
70, 71, 72,
Yes, madam.
73, 74.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Today's absent number roll number 2, 4, 7, 8, 10, 12, 18, 17, 19, 22, 26, 27, 28, 30, 32, 33, 34, 39, 40, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 55, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 64, 65, 67, 70, 71, 73.
Madam, 2 present.
Okay. हाँ
2 present, ma'am.
हाँ लावली प्रेझेंट 4. ठीक है.